Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Discriminating Gamer. You know, on one hand, I broke a finger. On the other hand, I'm totally fine. Today, we're taking a look at Origin Story from Stonemaier Games. Now, this is a superhero game where it's basically a trick-taking game, and it's also an engine-building game. Sounds and looks really interesting, and the artwork on this thing just looks fantastic. I can't wait to see more of this artwork. So, let's go down to the table, let's open this box up, and let's see what's on the inside. All right, folks, here we go. This is Origin Story by Stonemaier Games. It's about a 45-minute game. Looks like it's going to play anywhere from 1 to 5 players. Ages are going to be 14 and up. Designed by Jamie Stegmaier and Pete Wisinger. And art is by Clementine Campardu. Campardu? I'm so bad with names. But I'll tell you what, I love this, looks like oil painting type stuff. Is that what this is? Or, sorry, not oil, but watercolor. Blah, my brain, holy crud. Okay, but Origin Story, you're playing a superhero. You got this little mat down here. It's engine building, trick taking. It's really unique game from what I've heard. Now I haven't looked into it a whole lot. I've just kind of heard a little bit about it, but it sounds very intriguing. I can't wait to see what is on the inside of this and see how this game is going to play. So, and Stonemaier Games does come up with some really cool, unique, and interesting games. And it felt like there is. On the back here, there's this little piece of paper that is kind of glued on, and I'm trying not to damage it to pull it off, but it's got like that little glue stuff on there, and it does not want to come off. Okay, there we go. Holy moly, that did not really want to come off, but I see what they did there. They kind of made it so you can have this really nice artwork, but they used one of these little sticky things. It's just going to be a pain to get off. And that way you're not always looking at this, but the back of your box is going to have this really cool story stuff. Okay, very nice. Now it's probably going to stick to my Mac. There's still a little sticky stuff on it, but that's okay. All right, what do we got here? We have, we're going to start off with the solo mode. Okay, and let's see, only an 8-page rule book. So looks like we're going to see how everything's lined up right there. Here's all your setup stuff. Round 1. Okay, setup and whatnot, your different turns, your Vancardian turn. I have no idea what that word means. All right, and then we got some examples on the back. Okay, let's see. Now let's just take a look at the normal rule book because it's kind of hard to look at a solo rule book without looking at that. Still 8 pages, other information on the back. But solo mode, if you're playing the game solo, please skip this setup and use the setup over there. Actually, solo mode, start reading again. Okay, so it looks like you got to use the other book for your setup. Then you come back over to here. All right, we got to build our dials, looks like. Now here's how to play information. Okay, gameplay, end of round, your trick-taking overview. Really curious to see how this plays out. And there you go, and that's it. Not a ton to it. Okay. Now, what do we have here? This is kind of a unique packaging situation we have going here. And that actually looks like it wants to stretch more than anything else. So let's just kind of help it out a little bit. Oh, okay. So this is where we're actually going to get our pieces to build our dials. I don't want to lose those. Yeah, and they're in this little bag. I'm going to try to stick them back in that little bag. We're going to carefully put these off to the side for now so we do not lose them. Now, we're just going to have some little, I'm not going to pull these out of the bag, but these are just little wooden, little pink question mark things. I have no idea what they're used for, but very nice wooden components. Looks like we got some more bags of stuff we got to take care of too. Now, I do like the fact that they put these in these little papers rather than the plastics. Although my knife won't even cut paper. Geez. I got to sharpen that thing again. That knife thing never stays sharp. Okay, so I have no idea what any of the cards are in this game. Looks like on the back of the cards, all these look the same. So we're just going to kind of flip through the cards. I'll try to skip over duplicates, pause if you need to, and I'll try to kind of give you a second to go through them. But I will say, I'm paying attention to this artwork. I love this artwork. All right. Now, does every character have potentially their own deck? Are these common decks? Stuff like that I really don't know. If you guys know, definitely let me know below. But the more I'm looking at this, the more I'm really intrigued. I'm excited how this engine building trick taking is supposed to work. So, and it's superhero based, and I like my superhero stuff, especially when it's not traditional superheroes. I like it when game companies make up their own superheroes. To me, that is more intriguing, and that is also more fun. All right, Raised in a Circus. His artwork is great. Can win tricks, got ongoing effects, some allies, a lot of stuff going on there. Okay, so looks like we got a couple more of these decks. Let's go through these. Oh, this one is opening up really nice for me. I appreciate that. All right, so the backs of these ones is going to be just a little bit different. Yep. All right, so these, it doesn't look like there's too much of a difference in these. Looks like our number is going to be different. Maybe the symbol up here is going to be different. Yeah, so these are like going to be suit cards is what it's looking like to me. So this is probably where the trick-taking piece is going to come into play. So yeah, all you're doing is just going to have these different suits. All right. And with the different numbers you're going to have. So I like these half numbers because they kind of fit between different things. That's actually a really cool idea. Okay. And let's take a look at this last one here. But yeah, see, look at that. Man, I can't even cut paper with this thing. All it's going to do is break the glue seam. Yeesh. Now, all righty. Okay, now, what are we going to get here? Let's flip them back to this side. All right, so it looks like we're going to, let's show you these. Okay, these I think are going to be on your turn. These are going to be your little player aid cards. All right, just so that way you can see there's your round setup and everything else. Now, looks like we're going to have a couple different colors of those. I have no idea what those cards are, and it looks like that one, isn't that? Yeah, see, that's going to be more of the same of that first one. Okay, so that very first deck we went through, that's what we're basically starting off here, and then we'll get to the other stuff. All right, as before, pause if you just need to. All right. And there's not a whole lot more in here. I'm kind of really curious, so I'm really intrigued on how this game is going to play. So I'm not the biggest fan of trick-taking games, but I like trick-taking games if they're good. So I'm really curious to see how this one goes. All right, break the fourth wall. When revealed and around. Okay, what is this like? When playing offsuit players? Yeah, so it's like little things you're going to throw a curveball or a little wrench and everything as you're trying to play the game. It's going to change it up a little bit. I do like that. That's always really good. Okay. Events, effects. Oh, so it looks like we're going to be drawing events maybe every turn. Don't know. All right, and see, and these are the green. Maybe those are like, these are the easier ones, and these are going to be like the nasty hard ones. Okay, or you start with the green ones, and then you end with these red ones. I have no idea. All right, and there you go. Okay, and that is all those cards as well. So let's just put those off to the side because I got a lot of stuff I still got to figure out how we're going to do in here. Now, these look like maybe our character cards who we're going to play. I like these bigger cards like this. This is actually kind of cool. I like how when they have different size cards because then it separates everything out. So who are we going to have here? We're going to have this superhero, seeing when revealed. So basically, there you go. There's your round setup and end around. So it looks like the back side of all these cards is going to have your setup and whatnot. And there you go. So do you not reveal your superhero until a certain time? I don't know. High Noon, Himalaya. We got Metamorph. Riptide. See, some of these names are better than some of the ones in the big main superhero comics and stuff that I read. All right. And what do we have here? This is actually more of those tokens for these boards. I'm not going to open that up. All right, we're going to get one little Ziploc bag. There might be some tokens in here for something else that we need. But yeah, we definitely got to do these dials. Here's your like left and right sides. Everything's punching really nice. Ooh, I like the serrated edges on those. Make it easier to turn. Very nice. Ensure you attach the numbered wheels with the correct color forward. All right, I have to remember that. And I'm guessing that may be a first player marker. Okay, don't know. But let's just kind of leave all that right there. Looks like they're just falling right out of here. But yeah, you got your purple, you got your red, you got to have the right color going forward. We'll make sure we take care of that. Now, what do we have here? Let's angle those a little bit. So, looks like, oh, here we go. So these are all the different dial boards that we're going to be creating. So as you can see, we'll just end up Like here's your end around, here's your, so it looks like, that's right, these are, I think I remember seeing something on this. These are actually double-sided. So basically you're doing it like this, all right? And so you'll have like the purple side up here, or one side or the other. The red side's on one side, purple side's on the other. But these are just gonna be like this, and then you're gonna have your pieces sandwiched in here, okay? Which is gonna be nice. See, and these will just fit in. I don't know which side goes in which. I'll figure that out when I go to put these together. But I do like that. So it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 5 of those we got to put together. And then we're going to have these player boards. So here's your origin story. I wonder if there's one for every one of the characters. All right, so here's Sylvia. Yeah. So it looks like she might have a special ability which wins a trick. I'm wondering if you put the card, one of her cards right here or something. So when revealed, maybe you cover this up. I don't know. Your space for your different cards, and that right there. All right, and there's the back side for the artwork. All right, so we got our origin story. Okay, so it looks like the back side here, yeah, so it looks like this is gonna be the same on all of them. That's the only one that's gonna be different. So basically you're just grabbing the one for the character you play, and each one of them is gonna have their own unique ability. And these are just gonna have, here's your 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, and then that right there. Very cool. All right, take a look at her. And there's Maylin, okay, and what her board looks like. All right, so who do we got here? This is going to be Maria. You get a closer look at what, that's what you're seeing on those, on that board, okay? Very cool. I will say I'm really intrigued by this game. So you take a look at hers. All right, you guys might be able to see this close enough on the actual video when it's out there, but I don't know. Okay, so let's go ahead and get all this back in the box. Now, being as everything goes back in the box pretty easy, these got to be put together. Everything's probably going to close up just fine. I do need to figure out how I'm going to put the cards in here. So let's just stick these in here for now. All right, I'm going to have to be really careful with the cards and stuff because I don't want anything to get damaged. See, well, that's just a smaller size. So let's put those over there. I'm just going to put these cards. Some of this stuff doesn't look like it's going to fit very well right now, but we'll get this all situated and figured out. I'm really good at figuring out how to put stuff in these boxes later on with bags and everything else, make sure that nothing gets damaged and destroyed. Because that's, oh yeah, I can't stand it when games get damaged and destroyed. All right, let's put those right there. We'll go build all these later, and I'm just gonna put these right there like that, make sure nothing happens to those. We got our Ziploc bag. It's probably gonna be for those pink tokens. Got our couple rule books. Now this is that little paper, the one on the side. I'm not going to put this in right now because it has this little sticky thing on it, and I don't want that to get onto this paper. So we're going to put that in later. But otherwise, there you go, folks. That is Origin Story by Stonemaier Games. Tell you what, this entire game, everything in here just looks fantastic. But it's also Stonemaier Games, and their production quality and everything they do is through the roof. So let's head back up top and let's close this out. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is Origin Story by Stonemaier Games. And I have to say, this game looks absolutely fantastic. I love the artwork in it. I love the theme of it, the look of it. It just sounds really good. I can't wait to give this one a play, give it a try, and just see how it plays out. It's really unique. It's got that little trick-taking, engine building. I think it was engine building. Yeah, it just looks fantastic. I can't wait to give it a play. Well, thank you once again for joining us today on The Discriminating Gamer. As always, we please ask you like this video on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on Facebook, or even on X. Please leave us a comment on any one of those platforms, and we'll get to those comments just as soon as we can. Also, if you like the videos we do here, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, we humbly ask you to click on the subscription button and even click on the bell and be notified when we drop new videos. Also, folks, if you like the videos that I do here, I also do videos over on my own channel. I'll do some unboxing, some reviews, and some playthroughs over there. It's just a bunch of stuff out of my personal collection. I'll leave a link to my channel in the details below. You know, my son keeps trying to set all the clocks back, but I won't let him. Not on my watch. Somebody help me on my feet again, and I don't know where I'm going, and I don't know where I've been.
I'm going to be the red team. The red team. Which actually, interesting little fact, they weren't able to use that name. They wanted to call this red team because of the red team in Star Wars. They weren't able to use that. So this is the Crimson League is what this is.